Okay, I think we're live. And I think everything's working properly. Even the focus looks pretty good. We'll see how it goes. Somebody needs, here we go. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Sounds like the sound is all right. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Just want to do a few things this morning. I want to show some happy mail. That's very nice. And hello. And then I'm going to do a short little demo using some paint pens. I have Posca and I have Arteza acrylic markers, and I'm just gonna show you one of the things I do with them. Hi, Jersey, Miss Laura. I didn't think you would be around this time of day. I thought you had an appointment to keep, but I guess you're done, so that's great. So anyway, I have some happy mail that I'm going to show and do some things with these markers that are kind of fun. I like to, whenever we spend so much money on this kind of stuff, that I like to find alternate things to do with it. So that's kind of what I'm showing today. One of the other things I do with paint pens besides just painting with them. So I'll just lay those aside for now. This happy mail is so nice. This is a person that I've been purchasing some items from on online sales, and everything I get from her I just love. So her name is her website is melodymade.com, and I think on here her name is also Melody Made. And hi, Tammy, how are you today? So I peeled off the address label, and I got this one off not too badly. It was really stuck on there, the return address, because the envelope is so pretty. I want to use this. I can't take off this tape. There's some tape on there, but it's okay. I don't care. So I want to use this envelope. So that's the first part of the happy mail, is the envelope. Isn't that pretty? It's got all kinds of things on here, numbers and little sayings. Life is what happens to us while we are making other plans, and we all know that's true. And it's just really pretty and Christmassy, but it could be used not for Christmas too. So I'm going to save that. And I did open it, but I haven't taken it out yet. And she says on here, it says, Happy Mail, Merry Christmas 2020. And then this paper is really, really pretty. Well, it's not paper. It almost looks like, I think maybe it was printed on there with the printer. That's really pretty too. It's nice and pale and really pretty. And she says, greetings from Oregon. So I'm going to open this up. I know, isn't her stuff really nice? I drool over it. I ordered several packets of boho type fabrics because I don't have any. I have a lot of fabric, but I don't have anything like that. And they're small pieces, and that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, turn this over. And she sends stuff out so, oh my gosh, so nicely packaged. Her packaging is always really nice. Oh, Christmas card. Look at Santa. Oh, that's embossed. That's real pretty. Oh, that's nice, Melody. Thank you. Very nice. That's my first Christmas card this year. Now let's see what's in here. Merry Christmas. You've received a happy mail. This is cute. She always does such neat things. And she's got this where she can mark whatever it is. From Melody Huey. Long live snail mail. As for being so nice. Oh, thank you. I'm doing pretty good today. I finished decorating a Christmas tree yesterday, and I had to get on the step stool, and that just really knocks me off. But my knees are sore, but I'm doing fine. I managed to make it down to the dungeon and sitting here now doing this. Oh, this is pretty. She had this, I think she had some last two sales that she did with Keisha. She had this music paper, and she had glitter on it. And you know, I can't remember. I didn't want the one with the glitter. Well, it's kind of like an iridescent, I think, like glitter on there. And it was pretty, but it wasn't what I needed. So I was making some without the glitter. And I can't remember if I said that during the sale or was looking for some during the sale or what. So either I said something and she remembered, or she's psychic. One or the other. Either way, it works for me. So here's some. Look at that. I don't think I've ever seen blue music. Look at that. In all the years I've been working with music, I don't think I've ever seen blue music like. Look. That's really cool. I like that. Huh. I guess it's just the way the book was printed. Looks like all of the main lines are. Oh, here it says color, brass, choir, organ, or bagpipe. Cool. Those are neat. And these are, some of these are Christmas, but this is sheet music. And I really did want some of this. So, Melody, you scored big, gal. Just what I wanted. I wish I could remember if I said it or not. This one has the lyrics, and this is, oh, look at that. All music. Oh, cool. Waiting for the Robert E. Lee. Look at all this. My gosh. Oh, this is great. Thank you so much, Melly. Oh, look at that one. Oh, ooh. Way down yonder in New Orleans. Oh, look at that. Oh, what's this? Oh, these are some of her, no, actually, these are some cards. That's what these are. Oh, cool. I'm working on a forest journal. These are going in it. Nice. They're cards. 4 cards. And I got some of this paper from her in this last sale, and oh my gosh, it's pretty. I can use this on my forest journal too. I was looking for some more page stuff. And that's like on a parchment. That's on white paper, another parchment. And this is, let me show you. You got Happy Mail from me, Tammy? Or are you talking to Jersey? Oh, wait, I need to scroll up. I missed something here. I put a... okay. Mica powders. Oh, I got so much craft supplies. I'm sure I have mica powders. I know I have, I just don't know what brand I have. Of course, I have Pearl-Ex. I got 3 or 4 bottles of Pearl-Ex. I use a lot with, when I used to use a lot when I did decorative boxes. I like to use black paint and then highlight the raised parts with Pearl-Ex. I'm trying to show you what this is, if I can get it. So what she did was she took sheets of Rolodex cards and printed on one side. So that gives you a start on your Rolodex cards. So those need to be kept. Keep the scraps. So that's what these are. So I got several of those from her too in her sale. Melody, thank you so much. I don't know if you'll ever see this, but I really appreciate it, and I love everything you sent. And for now, I'm going to put it back in this bag until I have time to incorporate it with my other papers. Oh, I'm going to take all these out and put them with my. Last night I set up my several journals to start because I finally finished doing some. Well, I'm having trouble getting my words out this morning. I finished doing my coffee dyed papers yesterday. I only did about, I don't know, maybe 200 sheets. So I have enough to get me started on some new journals. I haven't done any journals in about 2 months. So I'm ready to get started on some. I don't want to lose that. Thank you, Melody. Okay, Jersey, be careful. Okay, so thank you, Melody. That was beautiful. So I'm going to get this out. It kind of needs cleaned off a little bit. So Tammy, I hope you liked it. It was just some little things. It's not anything big, but that was for coming to my channel, being one of my first few people. I would like to send something to everyone who comes, but sometimes that gets a little bit too cumbersome, but I'm going to try. It's always hard because you're afraid you'll miss somebody. But I like doing Happy Mail. I just wish I had more sense about how much postage to put on it so I don't have to go to the post office every time. But I think I'm kind of getting an idea. I don't know, when I was painting, that was white. I got white paint everywhere. So anyway, I'm just going to be on for a little while and play around. So you're welcome to hang around with me. Yesterday, I did quite a bit of fabric strips and stuff like that. Just ripping them apart and getting them ready to, I actually dyed some, wound them on cards. Okay, so a lot of people have the Posca pens, which are paint pens, and they come in different sizes. Let me see if I can find here's a bigger size. And then there is also a smaller size. So Posca's, at least the ones I have 3 sizes. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to find my, I know there's a glare on this thing, so I'm going to do this so the glare's not there. Okay, so here are the 3 sizes I have of Posca's. I think there might even be a larger size than this, the big broad ones. I'm fairly sure that there is. But these are the 3 sizes that I have. And they all work the same way. Whoops. And then I have these, I recently got these Artezas markers, and they have replaceable nibs. So you can actually have a smaller nib if you would like. And there's a chisel also. So those are replaceable. If the nib wears out or gets gunked up or whatever, and you need to replace it. They come with these little, I think there was 2. Where's the other one? They come with these little bags of tips. I don't see the other one in here, but I'm pretty sure I had, yeah, here it is. I have 2. Okay, and this one has the same, yeah, chiseled and smaller point. So you can change them out if you want to, if you'd rather have the smaller points. But I haven't done that yet. Here's my box of here's my box of paint pens. And it's like 3 or 4 sets of Poscas in different sizes, and then the one big set of Artezas. Okay, so these are they're just like acrylic paint. So if you can mark on fabric with these, and it's just like if you painted on something with acrylic paint, it'll work about the same way. You just kind of take your chances if you just use straight paint that it's going to stay on there or come off in the wash. Usually it will mostly stay on, but sometimes it'll fade a little bit. If you use a fabric medium, it's just like it looks like watery glue is what it looks like. It's not glue, but it looks like watery glue. And if you use that with acrylic paint, then it's laundry fast. You know, it's not going to wash out. But for using it in journals and marking on fabric in journals and stuff, this is fine. You know, it's not going to go anywhere. So what I've been doing is using it to color laces and fabric that I'm going to use in my journals. I'm trying to sit everything so none of it ends up dumped out. And let me get some lace here. And it's working pretty well. I tried it on a couple of different kinds of lace. I'm looking for some now. I want to make sure I have some cotton. So I'm just going to do a little demo on how that works, how well it works today with some of this lace and piece of fabric. So let's cut a few pieces. Now this is a cotton type, and this I'm sure has some poly in it because you can see the shininess of it. You can see how some of the fibers, especially if you look on the back of it, if you can figure out which is the back, you can actually see the shininess of the thread. Okay, so I'm going to use pink and blue, I think. Find some that's similar. And the only water I have down here right now is my coffee spray that I was using yesterday because I haven't emptied it out yet. I have no water source in my basement, so. Oh, thanks, Tammy. So I'm going to have to put up with the glare here because it's going to show on there, but that's all I can do. So this is what I do. I take the pen. Excuse me, I'm still coughing from this cold stuff. And I just put some on here. You want to do this on a surface that, you know, a slick surface of some kind that you can use. We'll just do these one at a time. And this is going to be, it's going to look a little grungy because I'm using this coffee water. But you just put a little spray in there, and you can use whatever you want to. What am I going to use here? Let's see. I'll just use this. You just kind of want to get the water and the paint mixed up. And this is just like using ink or whatever that like we use to color our papers with. And then you could put this in here. And you know what? I'm putting some gloves on. Putting on my mismatched gloves because those are the ones that are clean. All right. And then you can just, you know, see, now that's pretty dark because I didn't put a whole lot of water. But basically, it's just a matter of getting it wet. And I just wipe it up. That's all I'm really doing is wiping it up. Now I tried marking on the lace and then spraying it with water, but it does not do well that way. The lace sucks the paint in too fast and you can't, I mean, you can do it that way if that's what you want, if you want a heavier looking color, but it does look, if you do it that way, it does look like you just painted it on there. Okay, now that's probably darker than what this color would normally be because, like I said, I've got coffee water. There's the one. Let me find the paper towel. Oh, and of course they're across the room. Get them. I'm so stiff. Okay. So I'm just going to wipe this up. So this is the, I'll put it over here so it's not in the line of fire. Oops. This is the Arteza pink. All right, now let's do the Posca. Now, these colors aren't exactly the same, but they're pinks. And one thing that I do like about the Artezas better than the Poscas, you get so many more colors. So many more colors. And I'm all about the color, so, you know, I like that. Okay, and again, you just stir it up. And this is going to be pretty bright. Now, if you want it to be paler, you just put more liquid. And you can also do this on paper, on a tag or whatever. And I'm probably going to have some extra, so that's probably what I'll do is grab a tag and or paper and work it on there. And you could put as much or as little as you want. This is pretty thick right now. I've been doing them a little bit paler with more water. But either way, you know, it still works. You just can decide how you want to do it. Okay, Jersey, we'll see you when you come back. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so I can, if I want to lighten that up, I can do it. That almost makes it look like variegated thread, really. But I think I want these to be fairly solid. Now, of course, you can kind of wring it out too, mash it out. Now, I've noticed that depending on how much actual paint is in it, sort of decides how stiff it's going to be. But even with this much paint, it's not going to be that stiff. So while I got this out, I'm going to find a couple of tags or something over here, and or paper, one or the other. Let's see what I got. Oh, I know what I got. What I was going to try. I was going to try it on these. strips. I do not know what that is. So these are just strips of cotton from old linens. I wound about 85 yards of this stuff yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I lose track of the days. I'm like Jersey. She said when she woke up this morning, she didn't know what day it was. I didn't either. I didn't sleep well last night. I was awake a lot. I don't know what that was all about. So I'm just going to get the rest of this. Now, I don't have to iron this or heat it or anything like that because of the nature of acrylic paint, which is what's in these pens. It will dry and be fairly permanent. Especially for using in journals, it's going to work just fine. So there's that. I like that. Okay. So there's, and then that was this pink. I didn't do one of the other ones. Okay, now let's do some blue. This is, I'm just going to dye a few things. I'll probably dye a few more. Oops, see that this one hasn't started yet, so let me get it started. With these pens, I find some people whack it on the table or whatever to get it started, but I just hold it down, push it down, and watch it, and you can see it's starting to come out, and the point is starting to get saturated. Looks a little watery. Does that give you a headache watching that? All right, let's do some of this. Now, obviously, if you're just doing something little, or if you just want real pale, don't put as much paint, you know. That's all you got to do. Don't put as much paint. And you can do this with a paintbrush, just swishing around. I just didn't want to get my brush dirty. You can do it with your fingers. Now, this is going to be a really muddy looking color. So I'm going to put some more on there. I want it to be a little bit more blue than that. Of course, this is a paler blue. Did they say the colors? I think they do. I thought they did. Arctic blue is what this is. I'll put some more paint out there and mix it up. Okay. It's going to be really grungy looking. I might have to put more blue than, yeah, that's not nearly enough blue. I'm going to try a different color of blue because that one's so light. That's not what I'm wanting. Let's see, maybe this one. Let me shake it off here so you don't have to see it. Yeah, this is going to be more like what I was wanting. And the other thing is, if you have your water down already and you put this in it, it's going to try to soak up some of the water. So don't do what I just did up here. Come to the side and put more, put this down first, because it will. There, that's better. That's better. It's just a matter of playing around. But I just wanted to point out that, you know, there's more than one way to use whatever tool you have. There are very few tools that are so specific that you can't do something else with it. Jewelry making tools, when it comes to things like special screwdrivers, or, well, that's not a good example, but, you know, like special pieces like a watch thing to open watches with and stuff like that. Those kinds of things, they're a little bit more specific, and you can't do a lot of other things with them. But art supplies, you can do anything with. And it's always fun to try something, you know. I like trying things. I like techniques. I like learning new techniques and trying new things and different things. It's just fun. And especially, you know, if you can use something in a different way, you don't feel like you've spent so much money on something that you only use every 6 months or whatever, you know. So I like finding different ways to use my products. Okay, so there's that one. See, these are a little bit more, oh, what's the word I want? Not bright, but more saturated color. See, that's cute. Okay, so that is, oh, and here's the other thing you can do. I need another piece. On a piece of paper or on a piece of fabric, when your lace is saturated, I don't know if I've got enough on this one or not, but you can lay it down and press it, and it will make an imprint on your fabric. See? Isn't that cool? So that's another thing you could do. So these are all Artezas, and that's this color. What color is this? This is peacock blue. Now see, Posca does not have a color that I have anyway. And I got the set, so I'm assuming they don't. These are the two blues in the Poscas. And this one's almost, is this purple? This looks like purple. Of course, they don't tell you the colors. This is more of a purple. Purplish blue, like a royal blue. So there's no real teal color. So I'm just going to use this blue because it's the closest thing I have. So the Arteza is also, I don't even know if that's the right way to say that. That's the way I say it. Arteza. They have many, many more colors than Posca. Now, if you want to see something really cool, you want to see somebody using Posca pins to their real advantage, go to Drew Brophy. It's Brophy. Drew, D-R-E-W. He does graffiti type work plus some other stuff on using Posca pins. He paints on vehicles, he paints on motorcycles, he paints on what do you call them? Surfboards, on skateboards, you name it. He does work for bicycle manufacturers and creates designs to go on their bicycles. He's very cool. Very cool. Okay, there's that one. That's a pretty color. It's a pretty color. Yeah, Jersey, I don't know if you saw it the other day, but if you get a chance, if you'd like to see some really cool artwork using Posca pins, go to Drew Brophy. Drew Brophy, Brophy. Go to his channel, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. It's pretty cool. So here's this color for the Posca. And remember, it's not a true color because it's got the coffee water in it instead of instead of clean water. It does have the coffee water in it, so it will make it look a little grungier. But I'm liking it. So you can sit and do this, take an hour and make a whole lot of colored lace, any color whatever color you want. And tags and everything else to match. If you like matchy-matchy, this is the way to do it. You could use it on paper, lace. Look at that, isn't that cute? I like it. So now these take a little while to dry because, like, you know, this is sopping wet right now. But you can get an idea of how they look. And what did I do with that pen? I guess I put it back. What was this color? Yep, that was this color. That was this color. But see how it looks because I put the coffee in it. It doesn't look like it's that color. See? The coffee turned it to kind of a, it's almost like a mint, pale mint green. It's fake water, yeah. So that was the Posca. And then here was the Arteza. And do you like these fabrics like this? Isn't that cool? There's that. And I didn't do one for this one. So that's just a little short demo to show you what you can do with your paint pens. Now, obviously, if you don't have paint pens, you can do exactly the same thing with your acrylic paints. Just water them down until there's no, you know, thick paint in there. Just water it down and put in there whatever you want, because acrylic paint is fairly permanent, you know. So that's what I do with those. So I was going to show that. And then I'll set these aside so they can just take this whole thing, put these away. Yeah, those are going to be not, I like those. But you see what you can do with the lace on top of there. You can make imprints with it. That comes out pretty too. So I'm going to put this aside somewhere. Somewhere. I don't know where. I know, squeaky chair. Okay. And I'm going to get the pens out of the way. With this many pens, you have to figure out some different ways to use them, you know what I'm saying? So just letting them sit there all the time. Okay, get rid of these gloves. Tammy, yes, I do that with my ink pads. If you use your distress pads from your Tim Holtz distress pads or whatever they're called, if you use those, there's always a chance that they'll react to water if you put water on them afterwards. But you can use your, the other thing that I use in the same way is my alcohol ink. My alcohol ink bottles. And I make my own spray, or if you don't want to mess with making spray and going through the trouble of getting spray bottles and all that, you can do it exactly the same way. Put a couple of drops of ink down, spray it with alcohol, not water, spray it with alcohol, and mix it up, and you can do the same thing. I do that a lot of times with my, for my card backs. Let me see if I can find one. Here's one. This was done with alcohol ink and lace, in just exactly the way I showed you on the fabric a minute ago. Exactly the same way. The lace, I did put the alcohol ink down. In this case, I used the spray because I had made up a spray. So I sprayed it. I put the lace in it and got it all wet, kind of wrung it out, and then laid the lace on this paper. And on this back side, nope, I did the same thing on here. But what I do a lot of times, I'm looking for another piece to show you, and I think I might have used it all up. I need to make some new. Wait, maybe here's some. Yeah, here's some. What I'll do sometimes is I'll do the same thing with paper. Now that's kind of pale. You may not be able to see that. But this is just a white cardstock that's been laid down and then lifted up for the color. Here's another one. Same color. I was doing the same color that day and using it all up. Here's another one. This was probably the first one because it's darker. And then I cut these up and use them for my tags. Isn't this funny? Same colors I was using today are the ones I have made up already. But those are with alcohol inks. You can do the same. You can do this also. I'm sure you've seen it before. A lot of people do it with your distress pads. You just smush your distress pad down on your surface, spray it with water, lay your paper in it or whatever you're using, and lift it up, and it makes really nice designs. So yes, you can do that with your pads. And I've also done it with my archival ink pads. It's waterproof. I've used it with water in the same way by, putting it on there, spraying it with water. But I can't remember, but I think it works better with alcohol, using alcohol. The only thing is when you use alcohol, be careful because you don't want to have your head over it spraying alcohol and breathing the fumes. That might give you a little bit of a headache. So, okay, so what I'm going to do, I want to put these in yesterday I made up several kits for some new journals. And I want to put these things I got from Melody in here before they get forgotten. So these are some forest journals. Wow, I got my heater sitting down here by this box, trying to keep my legs warm. And instead of keeping my legs warm, it's keeping these things warm. Okay, let's see. I got two of these started yesterday. Most of the time when I make my journals, I make my signatures first with the thought that it's going to be a certain size. But I don't make my covers usually until after my signatures are done, so I could see exactly how big they need to be. Okay, and then I found these little book things that look kind of... This book belongs to Foresty. I'll save those. I'll put one of these. So that one's going to go in this book. I got to start making some journals. I think normally, let's see what I've got here. I think I usually get 70% because it's easier to find. 90% works really good for some things, but it's not really, it's not really that too important for that application because you're just trying to water it down a little bit so that it flows. And put this one on this one. And then what I do? Excuse me. So I'm going to add some of these pages to these journals. Let's see, what have I got? Okay, I've got two of these. A lot of times I'll make two journals at once in the same category or the same subject matter, because what I do is I collect things. I start collecting. I usually have a sewing collection, forest collection. I couldn't think of the word. And then I have a bunch of other things started. I have a circus packet that I've been adding to for a long time, and it's pretty big. So I don't know how many circus ones I'll do. But by the time I end up with a bunch of stuff, then I have plenty to do, usually to do 2 journals. So sometimes I'll make them similar, sometimes I'll make them different, and then I usually sell them. So I'm going to put this page in here somewhere. Oh, look at this. Oh, I thought it's close. Oops, you can't see that, can you? It's close. So I'm going to use these in here too. I might as well. These are nice. I think that's going to have to be cut. Yep. Okay, I'll save this one for the next one. Okay, so as I go along, I just right now, since I just started this yesterday, I'm just sticking things in and clipping things in where I think they're going to go. And then when I really get started, I'll start gluing them in. I'm just trying to find a happy place for this paper to go. And this looks like, what is that? This looks like it might be a good place. And sometimes, I don't even cut the paper down until I get to the end. Uh-oh, Jersey's going to the post office. I bet her Happy Mail's there too. Well, thanks, Jersey. So these are just some little ruffles that I made. So they'll go on someplace in here. I'm just going to stick them back in. I don't have too many people that come to my lives yet, but the ones I have are pretty nice ones. Yeah, that looks good. And this one, I'm going to use it for both. Oh. I'll trim these white edges off later on. Oh, that will look pretty with that. I think these are what I'm going to work on today. These forest ones. Start gluing some things in and might even get to where I can make some tags. Pretty sure I have some tags and some page edges to do. Just looking for a good spot right here. And put it at the beginning. What's this one? What I'm looking for. Okay, I'll go there. And there. Okay, Thanks, Melody. And usually in my journals, I like to put one thing that you can take out that's not stuck in. Hi. Now I'm going to try to say this right. Is it Raquela? Is that correct? Raquela? I like to put in some kind of little pocket or envelope or folder or some kind of thing that sits in the middle between the, sort of like, you know, like this. So between your signatures, so it just sticks in there. You know, I like to do that in almost all of my journals. This is my little journal that I have decided to use for my channel. Like Michelle. Oh, like Michelle with an R. Rochelle. Okay, great. My daughter's name is Rachel, and it's just Rachel. And then there's Raquel's and Rochelle's, and so okay, so that'll be easy to remember. Michelle with an R. Great. Thanks for coming, Rochelle. You're my third visitor today. I don't have big groups like Jersey does, but I haven't been streaming very long, and I'm not on a regular schedule. It's just sort of as I can do it. But anyway, this is my little journal. It's got 4 signatures, and it's kind of this. I like making this size really well. It's a lot of fun. This is about 4.5 by 6, and it's 1.5 inches deep. So this is just my little journal that I use for my notes and stuff. So anyway, back to this. I like making these little things to go in the middle. So these are just little pockets that I stick extra little stuff in. These aren't done yet, but you get the idea. And they're just a lot of fun to do. I really like making these. So I guess that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to start working on these, and I'll just do one at a time. Oops. It's got to go somewhere in there. One at a time. Okay, I'll put this one aside. And so then this is what I do. I have these, oops, I have these plastic zipper doohickeys, and it sits over here in a box, and as I find stuff I want to use for forest journals, I stick it in here, and then when it gets pretty full, I take it out and I do this. I sort it all out into however many, you know, books it can handle, and then when I'm ready to work on one, it's there ready already. And once I get a bunch of stuff, I sort it out into these stacks, and put them back in the folder, and then when I want to use them, they're there. And this is what I do when I'm working on two books at the same time. Whatever scraps, excuse me, whatever scraps I have, I'll split them up too. So, you know, if I have a good idea in one book, maybe I'll have a good idea in the other one. So you never know. Okay, so get that out of the way. And I don't do this pretty much any different than anybody else. It's just, you know, I mean, there's only so many ways you can do it. Okay, Rochelle, that's great. Excuse me. I still can't get all this stuff out of my voice. So I'm just going to start working on this. I think I'm going to start in the middle. get some gluing done. Of things that I already know they're going where they're going. Back behind me here, I have a rolling cart. It's one of those little skinny, really skinny storage carts that are made to go like between your washer and dryer, where there's just a little skinny space. But it works really good for things that I'm working on all the time. I have two carts actually. One is a big old projector cart like they have in schools, or used to have in schools, where the projector would sit on the top and they'd roll it from class to class depending on who needed it. My brother-in-law got that for me from it was going to get thrown away at the school he works at. And it's great. It's really big and heavy, and it's made out of plastic, but it's that big heavy stuff. And then it also has a an outlet that's attached to it. So you can put different things on there and plug in and wind those wires up, and then it just has one wire that goes to the electrical outlet. So that's kind of nice too. But right now I have my cling stamps and the category, my catalog box, and big papers and cardboard and stuff like that on there, and that's behind me also. So I just roll the little one in front of there when I'm not using it, and it's kind of out of the way. This book will have a lot of inking because I want it to have that kind of darkish, edgy look on it. Don't get in trouble. Don't get in trouble, Rochelle. You'll be coming back saying, that darn Deb Farrell, she made me get in trouble at work. We don't want that. Recently, I have so much storage stuff and what have you. Recently, I refound a big metal paper sorter, the kind that stands up and you can put books in it. And I've got it under the desk now, and I've been putting my cutter and my scoreboard and things like that down there, paper. And oh, it's so much nicer. I'm always trying to find a place to put that cutter because you don't want it right in front of you, but you got to have it close by. So that's working really well. I'm happy about that. And let's see, I think I want to use some of this on here. It's a ruffle, but it doesn't look too cutesy for the forest. Yeah, that's kind of cute. I think this really needs to be darker on the edges. So get out the walnut. I went to get my nails done the other day. Yeah, Jersey, I do it constantly. There are some things that don't get moved. They stay where they are because they've ended up being a good place. But some things you just don't know, and especially if you're working on several things at a time. Oh my word, it gets to be such a mess, and I just have to be able to get to stuff, if nothing else. I like to have everything where I can reach it pretty well, because every time I get up, it hurts, or it makes me hurt later. But I do like to have things where I can reach pretty easily. I know, Jersey, I do too. Since I've started digging stuff out for Keisha to sell, I've found so many things. I got so many things I want to do in my brain. I'll never do them all between now and the time I die, I'm sure. But I'm like a little squirrel. Just want to run and do everything. But at least I never get bored. I've never understood people who say, how could you retire? I'd be bored to death. And maybe some are, but not me. Boy, I just want more time. More time all the time. Just not enough time to do everything I want. But I've been finding lots of stuff since I started digging out for Keisha. My little Keisha. I hope she's getting some rest. I am never bored either. I really am not. And I don't mind being by myself. I've learned to be by myself a lot. The last job I had, I worked there for about 20 years, and most of the time I was in the office all by myself, and I didn't mind it a bit. This is a pocket. He's pretty. I like him. I'm up here where you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. I guess I could just fix the camera. Hold on. Don't fall. There. I like to do so many different things. So many. A little farther behind me on the other side of the room is all my metal and resin and clay and glass. This my craft area is divided into two spaces. One side is fabric. One side is paper, metal, glass, resin, clay. I think that's about it. And all the tools I need for each thing is in its area. So I don't like carry scissors from one place to another or anything like that. I have dedicated some things to certain areas. And then the other side of the room, and it's pretty much evenly divided, I think. The other side of the room is sewing, embroidery, jewelry, beads. And I actually do have my paint cabinet stored over there. So it's, it works out pretty well. But that also means that you have lots of stuff. Oh. Yeah. My husband hasn't missed any work at all. He's actually retired, but he has 2 jobs. Now he has 2 jobs since he's retired. He just can't be still. And I'm just the opposite. I just want to sit and make stuff, So but he hasn't lost a day because of COVID. What he's doing now is he delivers equipment, lawn and that kind of equipment. So he works just about every day. But he goes crazy if he stays home too long. The other end of the basement is his workshop. He does woodworking. He's made quite a bit of our furniture. We have a whole bedroom set that he's made, and it's really nice. He made the bed, and then he made the end tables or the nightstands, whatever you want to call them. They're really like jelly cupboards, and they have punched tin. I punched the tin. He made the cabinets, and the whole the whole set. So we work together on some things. Well, I say together. We kind of work together apart because we never get to things in the same direction, the same path. So he does his part, and then I do my part, and we kind of stay away from each other so we don't get irritated. I'm pretty easy about doing things a different way. He is not so much. He thinks there's one way to do stuff, and that's his way. So, but he's a pretty good guy. Oh, I think that would be really hard. I have a friend who does, she teaches Chinese kids online, teaches them English and to speak English. And she's up real early every morning doing that online. And she also does some homeschooling stuff. She does not chemistry, biology, and maybe biology is the only thing she does. But you know, she always has the coolest looking experiments and things that they do. I mean, they do some major stuff, and some of it's field trips out in the boonies. And well, I say boonies, we kind of live in the boonies, but you know, out in the woods and the lakes and stuff. And it's real interesting. My granddaughter um, she has some summer classes that she does. It's biology that are really like just for fun, you know. So my granddaughter decided she would like to try one or two, and she found out she does not like she does not like dissection at all. She was scheduled for a couple of them, and she did. I think she might have done the first one, and then she opted out of another one, and then she did another class, but I don't think she liked it very much. She's too tender-hearted. She's too tender-hearted to cut things up. Now, I loved biology when I was in school. I loved it. I loved the dissection and the whole bit. But I had a problem with the formaldehyde. It just it did not react well with me. I couldn't touch it at all. I had to make sure I had gloves on. I couldn't breathe it. I sat in front of the window, so with the window open. It was crazy, but I sure did enjoy it. So I'm just going through, picking out the things that need something done. Should have made that a little bit more narrow. And doing whatever's there until the next thing comes up. Whoa. Not used to this heater being behind me. I just ran into it. And I think I had some little things little clips to put in there. I don't know where I put them. That's a bad thing about cleaning up, Jersey. You clean up, you can't find anything. Yeah, gosh, if I went through and named it, let's see, what all do we have right now that he used to, every time somebody at church would have a new baby, their first baby, he would build little benches or little rocking chairs, and that would be our gift to them. And there are some people who are adults now that still have those little chairs from when they were little, when they were born, believe it or not. That's how old we're getting. But he used to make those, and this table that I'm working on right now is it's about 30, I'm going to say 34 inches by 92 inches or something like that. And it's actually a harvest table, which totally breaks down. It has big pegs in the ends. You take the pegs out, the top comes off, the legs come out, the center support thing comes out, and you can actually move it in pieces. And that's why it's made that way. And but it's been too big for this house. It's too big for the dining area, and the last house we were in was too big for the dining area. And it was pretty much made to fit the house we were in when he built it. And it's made out of red oak, and I just couldn't stand to let it just be piled up someplace. So I finally decided, you know, it's not going to get used. I will use it every single day if I, you know, put it in the craft room. So that's what I decided to do, and I still just love it. So he made that. He made a bench to go with it, and that's in our bedroom. Real pretty bench, fancy bench. And he's made a swinging cradle, and he's made like an Adirondack chair made out of hockey sticks. It's pretty cool. He said he'd never do another one of those because the fiberglass is horrible. They're made out of fiberglass, and it's just awful. It's everywhere in your lungs and everything else. So he said he won't do any more of those. And then he made, we have my coffee table in the living room, and then there's another little skinny, what they call like a table to go behind the couch that matches the coffee table. Made those. He's made stools to go in front of the chairs, and then I've upholstered them. We have we have 2 bedrooms, and both of the beds are really tall. So he made, and I can't get in them because I just can't do it. So he made footstools for those that we upholstered, and they're really nice. Once you get used to them being there, and don't crack your ankle on them every time you get around. Believe me, I've done that. And he's made the bedroom set, which is very pretty. It's sort of around here we call it an Amish style, with slats in the headboard and the footboard and all that. He made that with the cabinets that go with it. What else? Well, I have several really pretty shelves that he's made. Gosh, he's made so much stuff. Oh, end tables. He made end tables, which we now are using in our bedroom. He made my daughter end tables, and made my granddaughter a bed to her specifications. She saw one somewhere she liked, and she said, "Grandfather," she calls him grandfather, "Grandfather, will you please make that for me?" And of course he did. He's pretty handy. I mostly just have to show him a picture and tell him what size, and he can do it. Sometimes he doesn't do it exactly the way I want it because he thinks it'll be better a different way. But if I want him to do it exactly the way I want it, then I have to tell him that. Or he'll just go his own way. But he definitely does a nice job. Between the 2 of us, we could do almost anything. Well, used to be able to. I can't so much anymore, but I mean, you know, we never had to have anybody come in and paint or do any of that. He can do electrical to most points. He could take care of the furnace. He can take care of the washer and dryers and the garbage disposal and the refrigerator and all that kind of stuff. They break down. But he doesn't like the paint at all. So I usually end up finishing the projects with the painting or whatever after he builds them. And I always did all the wall painting too, but I can't do that anymore. I had to have somebody come and paint after we moved here, just to there were a couple little cracks we had to have fixed, and I just had them come do it. Just, you know, I always think I can do it, but it doesn't work out anymore. I hate that because, you know, it's nice being self-sufficient. My mom kind of taught me that. It doesn't hurt to have somebody do things for you, but it's always nice if you can do it yourself. I know, wouldn't it be? I just can't even imagine having somebody who can't fix things. It just, I mean, now a lot of the things he doesn't fix or take care of is because we can afford to have it done now, you know, because we're older and he's retired and we have a good retirement and all that. So we're fortunate enough that we can do that. But that's not always been true, you know. Now my son-in-law, the only requirement my husband had when for my daughter getting married, and she never was a person to date a lot and stuff. So, you know, but he always said, "I just want you to marry a mechanic so I don't have to work on your car." And the guy she married, I love him to pieces. I just love him to pieces. They couldn't be any more well matched and work well together. He doesn't have, I don't think he has a mechanical bone in his body. Absolutely not. Oh, I called over. Oh, they'd probably been married maybe a couple years, and I called over to see what was going on. You know, I said, "Oh, what are you doing?" She says, "Oh, I'm putting this bed together." Somebody had given him a water bed. That's how long ago it's been. They given him a water bed, and she was putting it together so they could use it. And I said, "You're a water bed?" And she said, "Yeah." She says, "I'm putting a water bed together." And I'm thinking, well, why is she doing that by herself? You know, so I said, "Well, where's Aaron?" Which is her husband. And she says, she laughed and she said, "Oh, he's in the living room dusting." And you know what? That's great. Whatever works, that's fine. But it's just so funny to me. So she still calls her father, "Papa, can you come take care of this for me?" And he goes and takes care of it. You know, when you only have one kid and they live fairly close by, it's easy to do that kind of stuff. And we're very fortunate that we have such a good relationship with them. And I do love my son-in-law. He might not be mechanical, but boy, that boy can preach. Let me tell you, he can preach up a storm. And I appreciate that much more than I appreciate him being mechanically minded. So. They'll be going to Mexico, or well, actually down to South Texas along the border. They go down there 5 or 6 times a year and work with the churches down there. And they go into Mexico and have people down there that they work with. Lydia's been going since she was about 2 years old. So she has been to Mexico a lot. And they just love the people down there. They have really good friends down there. We even thought about moving to South Texas because of that. But it just didn't work out very well. And they get to go more now than if he had did it, than if he found, because he'd have to find a regular day job, you know, to supplement the income. Now he can take off. He takes off quite a bit. And they go down. So if he had found another job down there, he would not have been able to even though he was down there, he wouldn't be able to do as much as he does now, living in Missouri. So. Oh wow. Is he does he have a new church that he's going to be preaching at, or just moving? Yeah, we went down to Mission, Texas is around where they are a lot, which is right on the border. Excuse me. And their group is called Psalm 67 Missions Group, I think is what it is. And he started it. Of course, it's sponsored too by our church and some other churches. But Aaron's actually the one who started it back in the 90s. And so they've been going for a while. And we actually went down there. Oh, I don't know. It's been over 3 years because it was right before we decided to move here. So I'm going to say it's been, gosh, maybe almost 4 years now since we did that. But we went down there and we were down there for just us, me and my husband, for a whole week because, you know, we had to decide if we could handle that change for the rest of our lives or if it wasn't something that we were going to consider doing. And so we went down, we looked around and decided, yeah, we can do this. And then then we had to wait and see if they were going to go. And I was ready to move. We were ready to move to someplace different. And I was getting to the point where the laundry room in the basement, I just couldn't handle it anymore. And I was tired of asking him to bring stuff up and take stuff down, and, you know, just wanted someplace where I could do it by myself. So they finally decided that it would be better if they stayed here in Missouri. So we started looking for somewhere else. So we've been in this house for, this will be our third Christmas. No, is that right? Third Christmas? December of 2017. Yeah, this will be our third Christmas. Here, and we really, really like it. Sorry. Must be talking too much. Which is normal. Okay, now where's my circle punch? Just gonna put a little thumb hole here. Melody's here? Where? There's Malia. Malia, is that the right way to say that? Malia's here. Okay, there I am. Somehow or other I knocked myself out. Anyway, in case you didn't hear me, I said, hi, Melody. I'm already using some of my Happy Mail stuff. I think I subscribed with the sale they had for $10 a month. That might be why you're not seeing the duck. I don't know. Now I got stuff I don't know how to use, so I had to learn how to use it. Oh, I was going to show you. Here's some paper. I got some of that, and I got the, because I was working on a forest journal, so the papers are great. And I also put the, where's my other thing? Didn't put it in yet, maybe? Here, nope. I already had this in here. So then when I saw your little cards that you stuck in, I'm going to put one of those in too, wherever it is. It's in here somewhere. There's some more of your paper. See how pretty that goes with this? That's beautiful. It's going to look good. I don't know where I did, what I did with it. It's in here somewhere. It isn't in here somewhere, or I've missed it. Well, it's going in here. I don't know where I put it, but it's in here someways. Anyway, the little pine cone cards, they're perfect for my forest journal. So that's all we're doing. We're just kind of hanging out, and I'm just working on stuff. Did a little paint pen demo earlier on how to color laces and what have you. I think I made this, well, let's see. I think I made this too wide, but I'm going to put it sideways anyway. You had some good sales, Melody. Congratulations. Nice work. Well, phooey. That's not what I wanted to do. Put it here. Whoops. Oh, yeah. I don't know, you guys. I'm glad Keisha does my invoices because I don't want to do it. I told her I just want to make stuff. I don't want to have to do that part. I'm sure that's what she's doing too, if she's gotten any rest at all. Let's see. I wanted something. Oh, I know. I don't think I had anything in here that would work. Let's see. What a pocket. These are pockets and stuff that I've already done. I could put the birds, but I don't have any other birds in here, so I'm not going to do birds. Oh, this might work. Yeah. That'll work. See if I have what's any better. I don't think so. That looks almost perfect for that. These are all big ones. Yeah. The tree one is the best for this case. I just made these the other day while I was watching Mary or somebody, I don't remember. Yeah, I like that. Okay, little buddy, you found your home. I better put my lid on my glue. Let's see, I have to get used to reading the chat. Melody, you package everything so nicely. It's, you know, it makes you realize it really is a business. Hi, Stephia. Hi. Thanks for coming. Well, Jersey, how do I do it? This is what I do. Let me get one out here. Oh, nope. Picked one that didn't have a window, of course. Let's see. Let's do this one. What I do is, what I did with these. Now, this isn't the way I always do it, but what I did with these, because I wanted it to have sort of the napkin-y texture to it. With these, I used a glue stick. And I glued it, so like if the envelope was blank, you know, I would take my glue stick and glue it everywhere except the window. So I don't glue on the window, I just glue everywhere else, and then glue on the paper with the glue stick. And carefully, you know, if you rub it too much, you're going to tear the paper. But with the glue stick, it's not very wet. So I try to get the glue stick on everything except the window, and then, you know, rub it down nicely. And sometimes it's better if you take another piece of paper and lay it over top, because the outside of the napkin at this point won't be wet. It's just the dry glue stick underneath, or, you know, the glue stick underneath. It's not so wet. And you can lay another piece of paper on top of it and rub it. That way you'll get the adhesion that you won't be tearing your paper, as long as it's not wet on the outside. So then what I do is I take my scissors, and if I can find my scissors, here's my little scissors. So I'll take my little scissors, our favorite little scissors here, and I will punch a little, usually I do it in the center. I just like sort of, you know, punch a little hole without going through the plastic, and just cut up through there, and I'll cut towards the corners, and then I just carefully go around and cut. trim it neatly around and pull that paper off. Then after I'm satisfied with how that looks, you know, however I want it to look, after I'm satisfied with that, then I take my matte medium, my golden matte medium, and I just do a light coat over the napkin area. And at that time, if I have any little places that aren't glued down, because I use the glue stick, then I'll take my art glitter glue or whatever glue I want to use and go in and carefully glue the edges down. And that's what I do. That worked really well. Now I also have done it where you on your clean envelope where you put the matte medium down, then put the paper, and I like that way just as well, but it uses so much matte medium, and I'm a little bit frugal with it. I try not to use it a lot, even though I love it because it is expensive, and I have some that I've had for a long time, a supply, and I'm getting low on it. So I've been trying to find ways not to use it so much, only when I want to. Oh, Tammy, I'm here. I was lost there for a minute. Maybe you're lagging and you just now seeing that. Oh, let's see. Did I miss somebody else? I don't think so. Let's see. Safia, Melody, Malia. I hope I'm saying that right. Malia. I'm glad y'all are all here. You know, I'll just keep talking even if I'm all by myself. And Samantha. Hi, Samantha. But it's also nice to have people here with you. It's fun. It's really fun. So anyway, Jersey, that's how I do those. That big long explanation. This one. And this is a pretty cool napkin. All these trees. I love this. And Jersey, did I get this from you? I think I might have. I think I might have got this napkin from you, Jersey. I really like it. Let's see. I don't need to do the back. See, I feel like that's a big waste because I'm not going to do the back. I should cut that off. That's what I'm going to do. Then I could still use it. I could use it in the other book. Okay. Yeah, I won't show. I love it when I have a good idea. So I don't want to waste this tree stuff. I can use it in the other journal because I'm doing 2 forest journals at the same time. I think I did, Jersey. Come on, paper. Yeah, so I could use that in the other book. Let me put that with it. Cool. And still have this pocket. Okay. It's a plan. Oh. Stopped in mid ink. I like to ink things. I think it, excuse me. Hold on. Sorry. I'll never be rid of this tickling coffee stuff. I like to ink because it gives things a very nice definition. Contrast. And I just really like it. Whoever first thought of doing it, kudos to you. You know what? I wish that we knew who started certain things. And you know, there's not so many new things in the world. There are some things that are spin-offs of other ideas. Every once in a while, you get what seems like a really new idea. But I always wish that I knew who started certain things, you know? Like who started inking the edges of stuff? That would be my first, in the craft world, first question. Who started, oh my gosh, just all kinds of things. Yeah, I think it would be so interesting to know that. We all use the techniques. A lot of the techniques. We can't really take credit for them because somebody usually is the one who came up with it. And there really are sometimes when people come up to different people in different parts of the world even can come up with the same kind of idea. I'm just glad they're willing to share. Sherry, hi Sherry. Huh. I'm trying to find a day and a time that I can get on a regular schedule with doing live broadcasts. But the problem is, not that what I do isn't going to affect anybody else's channel, losing people, because, I don't have that big of a following. But I can't do my live while I want to watch somebody else's. So the schedule gets so full of people that I want to see that I had to figure out a different time because I don't want to miss someone else. Oops, where's my... There we go. Isn't this a pretty tag? I really like this tag. And it looks great in here. Yay. I like that. Okay. Still going through here, gluing things in. At the start of this journal, I've already made some things ahead of time. When I come across a digi or, whatever, that's something I think will work in one of my journals. And sometimes I just make it up and because I know where it's going. So I know the theme and the colors. And sometimes I make things up ahead that are pretty generic. And I just, I could add stuff to it when I know where it's going. But here lately, I've kind of been liking doing it this way because you can accumulate a lot of ready ephemera is what I call it, but not really have a good place to use it. I wonder where I was going to put that. Hi, Jane. I saw that you subscribed. Thank you. I don't think I know you, Samantha. I don't think I've seen you around. So nice to meet you. You know what I'm trying to do, just so y'all know, of course, it might be slow, but I'm trying to, at least here at the beginning, I'm trying to send happy mail to everyone that visits my stream, just because it's a fun thing to do, and I appreciate you being here. So the hard thing is I won't have everyone's addresses, so I don't know. That might be a bit of detective work. You can always send it to me. Send me your address. That would be nice if you want something. So anybody that's not on a list that I'm on have access to, send me your address and say, send me Happy Mail. I'll do it. I'll be happy to. I'm going to change this. So it will fit in here. And this is what I just did. I cut the top of this. This is a tag that I think I got this in something I got from Melody. I'm not positive, but I think so. In my last sale from her. So I want this to fit in here in this pocket. So I cut the top of that off. And now I'm going to find another piece. Oh. Avalanche. But this will fit on and make this into a tag. Oh my gosh. Sophia, I know what you mean. I went and had my nails done. I started saying this a while ago and didn't finish. Had my nails done the other day. I only go like every 3 weeks. And the little gal that does them, this is a new place. I went to another place for about 10 years and they've been closed. They've just been closed the whole time. Since March, I think. I don't think they've been open since March. So I finally had to find another place. And I really like it. It's a very nice place. And now I have this little girl that normally does mine. They kind of switch around, and that's fine. I don't mind. But usually I have the same girl. And she wanted to do Christmas stuff. She said, you want some diamonds? And I happen to have on a shirt that had stones around the neck, little shiny stones around the neck. And she said, you want some diamonds? I said, sure, whatever. So we got all this sparkly stuff going on. Can you see that? And then she decided I needed snowflakes. I could have done without the snowflakes, I think. I could have done without the sparkles too, because they kind of bother me. I have a tendency to do this, and I feel them, and I think, oh, what in the world is that? And then I realize it's my diamonds. But so I let her go ahead and do whatever she wanted, you know. It's not like I'm going to see very many people or do very many things. And I'll be back before Christmas, so I'll have it changed by then. So I'm just going to use this little piece, try to, that I cut off of the other one to make a matching tag. Here we go. You know, if you know me at all, then you will know that I love to make tags. That looks crooked. I really enjoy making tags. Here lately, I've been doing a lot of the big people tags, Tim Holtz people, the big ones. And those are a lot of fun. And I have a lot more of those to make, too. I put them together already. They're just ready to glue and get ready. And I've also been making a lot of tabs. You know, I did a live of how to make those the other day. These kind of tabs to go on the top of your, tags. I use a lot of those. So I make a lot of those at one time. Okay, that looks better. And I'm just getting these ready to decorate. I'm not going to finish these right now. I'm just kind of going through and trying to get started on the journal itself. So I'll put those in there together. Okay, there's that side kind of full. Clear the decks a little bit. Getting too crowded. Okay. So this is still the same journal. This is just the first signature. Can't recall anyone's states. Oh, I live in Missouri. Now it's almost probably like an hour south of St. Louis City. I think it takes about an hour to get to the airport, so that's what I'm going to say. We're in Farmington, Missouri. So if I look out my front door, across the street to the neighbor's backyard, there's only about 25 houses on our street. And if I look across the street behind their house, I see the cows out in the field. It's nice. I like it. The only time I don't like it is when they take the calves away from the cows. Excuse me. Then they bawl. The cows bawl all night. Oh my goodness. And the calves. They're all crying all night long. And it echoes. There's a line of trees behind our house. And it echoes off the trees. And it sounds like they're right in my backyard. But the poor things, you know, they're just missing their babies. So I kind of feel sorry for them. This is one of my page edgies that I make. I like making these. It's really just a cluster that I put on the edge of inside of the page. So it leaves room for, trying to find another one here. It leaves room for the journaling. See? So you still have room here so you can journal. And it really adds to it. So I make those. I may need those in a while. I need to make a new stack. I actually have a video of making those. My little owl. Isn't he cute? He looks like he's giving somebody the eye. What are you blinging up, Sophia? You blinging something up? A lot of my prints are from Nevermore Creation 17. She has several clubs, and once you join the club, you pay one time, and it's a forever thing. So you can print as much as you want. It's all copyright free, so I can use them in whatever I sell. And she has a lot of variety of styles of things that you can choose from. So this is one of hers. So I do that. I use her stuff quite a bit. And I use Graphics Fairy. I like using real ephemera, but it's pretty expensive to buy. Oh, my nails. Yeah. They're pretty blingy, let me tell you. This is one of, well, not this particular color, but a similar color. Because see my ring, it matches my ring. So I usually get something to match the ruby. I had an engagement ring that was a solitaire. And it was a diamond. My birthstone is diamond in April. And so I wore it with my wedding band. And then several years ago, he got this for me, and I just love it. And I decided, since it's my birthstone and his is ruby, mine is diamond, so I just decided, I really want to wear this one with my wedding band, and he was fine with that. So I had it soldered together, and so I wear that all the time now. And I like it because it's both of our tones. And I'm a red girl. I like red. I like red. Yeah, Sherry, I don't have a real expensive printer, but it's a Hewlett-Packard, and I use their ink program, where you pay so much a month for so many pages. It doesn't matter what you print on the pages. If it's one little thing or a whole page of color like this, it doesn't matter. They count it by the page. And there's a modem in the printer that shows them when the ink is low, and they just automatically send you more ink. I absolutely love it. I've been using it for a couple years now, and it works real well for me. I have the main Hewlett Packard upstairs in the office, and then I have a little bitty one down here in the craft room that I don't use for color as much, but I have a program on each one of them. On the little one, I think it's like, I don't know, 50 pages a month or something, whatever the lowest one is. And the other one is 300 pages, I think. 100 or 300, I can't remember. Anyway, it's sufficient. And it rolls over the pages too, so if you don't use them all in a month, it'll roll over to the next one. I think this is another tag that came from Melody. I'm pretty sure that was in her packet. The stuff I bought. But I like it. I think it looks kind of foresty. Let's see. Maybe I don't have too much to glue in this one. Or I did it already? I don't know. We have to put something else on. Oh, wait. You know what? I think this page. Yeah. I'm going to wait and see. That's pretty plain. I have to do something on there. Did that already? Oh, so I've already glued this one. Oh, no, I didn't. Here's one. Here's another edgy. Oh, no, that's one I just glued. Duh. Sometimes I lose track of what I'm doing. Okay, so now I'm kind of getting a better idea of how thick this is going to be because I've added a lot of things in already. And if I really want to know, see like these blank places like this that doesn't have anything, I'll just take something and put in there. I'll put something here. I'll put, here's something. Give me something. Here's some. Now these aren't what will end up going in there. I'm just doing it so that I can see how thick it's going to be. And I can determine how big to make my cover. There's where that something's going to go. Whatever I put in here probably won't be much thicker than this, so I'm safe to just use that. And I just want a general idea of how thick it'll be, because I don't like journals that have gator mouth, whatever they call it. March, baby. In my family, in my side of the family, I have 3 brothers, and my mom and my dad are passed away now. But our birthdays all came in a row, in months in a row. Like my mom was January, my dad was February, my brother's March, my other brother's, I'm April, my other brother's May, my other brother's June, and then my daughter's is August. And I think that's where we stopped because my husband's is July. No, my granddaughter's July, and so is my husband. So we just kind of went down the line, Here's another one. Oh, I think I skipped some. No. The other thing this does, if I put goofy colors in here, then it catches my eye when I'm going back through and trying to see what I missed. Yeah, that's going to need something. Does anybody else do it this way? Or is that just something I've decided I needed to do myself? How do y'all do yours? Do you make your covers first, or what do you do? I've only been journaling for a year. Of course, I've had some of the other skills that you use in journaling for a long time, but as far as being a journaler, I don't journal myself. Can you believe that? I do not journal. But I love making them. So this will also be in my book, and it will have a few more things in it, so I should probably add to it too. I'll just Throw some junk in here. Okay. Okay, so then here we are. Now, if I make it this big, where's my ruler? So it's a little under, it's about 1.5 inches. I'll give it a little bit more. So I think I'm going to make it, excuse me, 2 inches. 2 inch. Yeah, I think 2 inches. Probably be good once that's in there too. Okay, so this is going to be, and I think I'm just going to leave it the size of the folded paper. Where's something? Because I don't want to cut it down. I grabbed this out of I have a little box that's full of scrap paper in different colors. That's true, Jane. You know, I do art journal. You want to see one? I can get it out. So this will be some paper. And let's see, I want my cover to be 9 by 6. Nope, 9 by 5 3/4. Okay. Now I will not make the covers for this until I have the other one ready, and then I'll probably make the covers at the same time. And I might even wait till, well, no, I'm going to do I have another journal, a Purple Garden journal. Let's see. That it's only one book, so I might do that one, get that one ready before I do the covers, but we'll see. I'm just done with this for right now. Okay, I'll find it and show it to you. I had to be some squeaking. My chair's so squeaky. Let's see, where is it? I can actually see it from where I'm at. It's on my board. Let's see. Oh, goodness. Crash. I just knocked one of those big circle punches off the wall. I'm just glad it didn't land on my toe. Those things are big. Okay, let's see what we got here. Now I know this one has nothing in it yet, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that one's brand new. This one, I've done a little bit too, but not a whole lot. Actually, it looks like more than I thought in there, but I think I'd gotten some pages ready. This is napkin. This is napkin, all collaged on here, and then some paint on the cover. And this is one of, oh gosh, I can't think of her name. One of these, you know. So this I started in 2016, and I really don't think I've done a lot in it. And so this started out, I was going to do all music themed in this book. But I found out later that wasn't going to work because that's just, it just wasn't going to work. This was a bag that came on my granddaughter's, we'd gotten her some strings and reeds and stuff for some of her instruments for Christmas. And this was the music store bag. It was pretty cool. I liked it. And so I did that. It says, when we feel, a kind of lyric is sung in our heart. When we think, a kind of music is played in our mind. In harmony, both create a beautiful symphony of life. And I have no idea where I got that, but I liked it. So, and so here's some music. And I found out right away, you know, it wasn't going to work. I put a lot of scripture in my art journals. I like that. And then there's going to be a lot of blanks in here. And here's some stuff I've started here, some doodling stuff. This might be boring, I don't know. This is just a napkin that I started. This one has a lot, this is going to have a lot of unfinished stuff in it. Napkins again. Aren't they pretty? Sarita's Sales. Hi, Sarah. How are you? So here's some more music stuff and just some doodling stuff. I was playing with chalks on this page. That's all chalk. And I was drawing, I don't know if you can see it, a garden gate affair. Just had that idea and started it. And some teacups I drew in. Again, this is a song. This is lyrics to a song. And I was using some napkins in here. This is hand drawn. There's more in here than I thought. I have to get this out again and want it. Here's a tag I glued on here. Well, let's see. Before I was born, God chose me and called me by his marvelous grace. And these are some flowers coming down. This is a little fat bird that I started. A trumpet flower. This is actually, wait, is this? No, I was thinking this is a stamp that I have, but I don't think so. I hand drew that in this. Some more drawing. This is a cool napkin. I like that. It's a good thing he's hidden in here. I would have been using him. You know, Jersey, I think that is such a pretty, thanks, Sarita, or Sarah, I'm sorry. Jersey, I think that is such a great idea. That's why I started, that's what I'm trying to do in my little journal here, is the same thing you do. That you gave me that idea. I thought that was an excellent idea. Uh-oh, I must have done something in there I really didn't like because those two pages are glued together. Some more doodling. I don't do that very often. Usually I'll paint over it or something, but I must have really decided that page was not worth doing anything to. I don't know. Here's some more doodling. Can you tell I like color? Color, color, color everywhere. Oh, isn't this pretty? These are two different napkins. This is the coolest napkin. I love this napkin. I think I might have some of it left, but not much. I just love it. It looks so good with everything. Yeah, here's another. I've covered that over. There's another mandala up in there. People call them mandalas. I call them circles. I get my own names for stuff. Okay, and here's a napkin. This is a stencil. And here's another napkin, which when I first looked at it, I thought, well, what am I going to do with that? I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I love it in here. I love it. Oh, Laura, you're always welcome here. That's for sure. And this is a little tag. It has it's like a 3D camera on there. I love that little camera too. Gosh, I really did not realize I had, you know what I think happened was I went through one day and put a bunch of stuff in here so that it would be ready to work on. And this was kind of an amazing, whoops, something's happening. It's blinking. Can you still see me? Is it blinking on your end? Wow, that's weird. Well, I don't know what to do about that. I don't know if you're seeing it or not, but I'm getting lines and blinks. Oh, is that it? Let me change it then. Get off of there. Oh, aren't you smart? Look at that. See? It always helps to have people who know what they're doing. And then here's a Eiffel Tower, and as you can tell, most of these aren't finished, but now that I've got it out, I think I'm going to finish some of them. Not right now, but soon. I think everybody's probably seen this napkin, but I really like it. I like the colors. And there's a little flower I made. And isn't this pretty? Oh my word, look at that. Beautiful napkin. It is so pretty. And this actually looks kind of black and white in the video, but it's not. It's all browns. Huh. I haven't looked at this one in so long, it's like totally new to me. I love when that happens. Okay, that's the end of it. Now here's the other one that's mostly finished. I had it for longer. Some of this stuff out of the way. And I haven't done the cover on it. I started this one in 2014. It took me a while. And then this book, there are a lot of, I was doing a lot of these types of things then. So what I did was I took them and put them in my book. So this was the original piece here. And I put it in here and doodled around it. This was one I did from a sermon. I actually drew this little idea of it while I was listening to the sermon. So this was the original size. And this also. This page was about my husband. Yeah, it doesn't like that either, does it? And this one was about loving other people. And this was, I was just trying out some doodling things. This was the original. And this background is just the same thing written over and over top of each other. So I'd write it one way and then I'd write it the other way. And it makes a pretty cool background. This book's kind of big. Oh, Jersey, that's nice of you. You have to realize, though, that I've been doing this kind of stuff for 50 years. You know what I'm saying? In one form or another. So, you know, it's not that necessarily. It's just that I've just been doing it longer. This page was about my friend Brenda, who had breast cancer. And she really didn't tell anybody until it was pretty advanced. Even her family did not know. And so after she told us, she wasn't here very long, but I hope to see her again someday. She was one of the sweetest ladies I have ever met. One of the sweetest ladies I've ever met. And then here again, there's a piece that I did separately and put in here. I like the way this paint came out. It looks really cool. Here I was playing around with some stencils. And reminding myself, be content with such things as ye have. That's hard for crafters, isn't it? Now this page, okay, this thing doesn't go crazy on this page. It never will. Excuse me. This page is a little bit of everything. Now, there was something here before, right here. And apparently I didn't like it or whatever. So I glued that down. Then I had some other pieces that I cut out from some other pages that didn't work out so well. Same thing over here. These are cutouts that I've just stuck together. Then painted over. So in the end, and then this I was trying, I had so much paint on here, I was trying my white ink with a dip pen over top of it just to see if it would work. So this is just a mishmash of everything. But you know what? In the end, I really, really like it. So I was happy that I didn't get rid of it. Now here's another page that's glued together. I don't know what that's about, what was in there. Here's another piece that I did. Circles. I call them circles. And then I split it in the middle and put one on each page. And then here again is that writing over top of the other writing. That makes a nice background. Here's just some scrap paper letters. This, let's see if you can see this. This strip right here, I really want you to see, is adding machine paper that's been painted and stamped. That is a lot of fun to make. That's a lot of fun to make. Life is good. No matter what's there, it's still good. This page, oh my word, this page has had so many things on it, I can't even tell you. I don't even know what was on here before, but it took up a lot of space here and here in different places. And I didn't like it. I couldn't liked it. So finally I thought, well, I'm going to do one of these girl faces, which I am not very good at doing. But she was okay. Her eyes are humongous. I don't know why that happened. And this was another small doodling page. But there's stenciling on here, paint, you know, paper, torn paper. I like this page really well. I think it's a real nice page. Let me move this. This is scrapbooking paper. This is the original drawing. Here's another piece of that adding machine tape. And this is just colored in with ink markers. But I like this page. It's clean looking and it's bright and colorful. I just like it. Okay, here's an idea. I did this in 2014. My husband was gone. He used to drive a tour coach. And he was gone on a 2-week trip. And during that 2 weeks that he was gone, this is what I did. That's all I did. I was at home. I made some Thai noodles, a huge batch of it, and I ate Thai noodles for 2 weeks. And I did this until my table was just filled with these things. So I had to do something with them afterwards. So that's where these things came from. Now these, let's see, this was from here. You take out the center part, this comes together. See these flowers? So this is a page. This is a page that I cut apart, and I moved part of it over here, and then I decorated, all painted and stuff in the middle. I like this page a lot, and this is a verse that I've always really liked because it's very true, and it says, "A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in pictures of silver," and that's from Proverbs, and I really like that, and I thought that went well with this. And these are those little raised, these are like plastic stuck on there. And this is just stencil. Here's another busy one. This was the original right here. I split it, put it on 2 pages. Olivia is my granddaughter, so I was playing around with her name. And then all the rest of this was drawn directly onto this page using alcohol ink markers. I like this page really well. And of course, it reminds me of my baby girl. Here was a page that it was another one of those pages where whatever was under there wasn't working at all. And so I just kept painting and painting and painting. Finally, I said, that's it. I can't do anything for this page. It's done. So I just, I wrote this in here. In peace, I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. I thought, I got to lie down and sleep after this. I can't look at that anymore. And then here was another one, this whole page. It's just been glued in. Which one, Jersey? The sleep one or the pictures of silver one? Okay, here I was trying something different. Let's see. These are all stencils. I got this pack of stencils from Walmart, and they had all these little kinds of things in them, like shapes, just basic shape types of stencils. So I used some of those. I drew in some circles. I drew this letter, and just so on and so forth. And I used some alcohol ink markers, but I also used some colored pencils like this. This is all colored pencil. Most, like this is ink. This is, well, this is both. So it's like a combination of colored pencil and alcohol ink markers. And this says, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. I thought that I was going to do a whole alphabet of letters like this, decorated letters. I think I got to B. And I said, oh, I don't think I want to do the rest of these. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? So see here, I was still in the same mode, still trying to, same kind of stuff. This was a page that I did separate and stuck in. So see, I had a good start on this book because I had all of these doodle pages that I really loved and I wanted to keep, and I just put them in my book. So now I can go back and look at them. And what I do sometimes when I'm wanting to do a new design on something, I'll come back and look through this book and find ones I had done and think, oh, yeah, I can do that again. I like that. I want to do that one. So I do that a lot. This is a page that got painted over and over several times. And then I found this, I had this stencil, so I used it. And this is all stencils, actually. That's a stencil. These flowers are stencils. This was a stencil. So I just used them as layering technique, you know. You can see that. Are you getting tired of this yet? No, I did not have any paint pens when I did these. This is all either alcohol ink markers, colored pencil, acrylic paint. That's probably it. There might be I don't even know if there's any stamping in here. I mean, as far as ink, well, yeah, there is right here. I see it. And so stamping. That's probably it. And then this page is kind of cute. I drew all these little houses. And then the scripture I have with this is, there is that maketh himself rich. There is that maketh himself rich, yet hath nothing. There is that maketh himself poor, yet hath great riches. And that's in Proverbs. And then to go with the house, lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. That's in Matthew. I don't know why. I just thought it went with the house. You know, somebody breaking in and stealing, I guess. I don't know. But you know, this is the things I think of when I'm doing this. And I mean, some people might find it offensive, but this is my channel. As Jersey says, this is my channel and I can show it if I want to. And if somebody doesn't care for it, they don't have to watch. I hope they will, but they don't have to. But this is probably the closest thing you'll see from my heart of anything I do, in truth, you know. So, and here I was working, I have one of those stamps that it has like 3 or 4 different sides of it's a big stamp, like about this big, and it has 3 or 4 stamps on it, one on each side. And each stamp, if you use them together, they make a marbly looking thing. So that's what this background is. And there's a few stamps on there. And this was like a piece of scrapbook paper in there, and other papers, scrapbook papers that are torn and shadowed, and then these are just little scrapbook letters that are stuck on there. Now on this page, it kind of goes with this page, because these, I don't know how well you can see these. I'll pull it up a little bit. They're different sides of that one stamp I was talking about. So here's one design on one side of it, and then here's another one or 2 of them together or whatever. You know, you can add them however you want to. And then I did some doodling in here. And then let's see, I don't even know what one I put on this one. Where does it start? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I think it starts right here. Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. And then it's the same thing over here. Same one. Here's another one of those pages where it was like a fight. I got all the backgrounds mostly in, and I liked it, but it just didn't look finished, and I couldn't decide what to do. So finally I pulled out those same stencils I had used earlier and added some overlays with the stencils, like here and here and here, and thought that looked pretty good. And then this area right here, no matter what I put there, it just didn't work. So finally I put this, and because it was, when I practice, I try to practice. I don't do it enough, but I try to practice my calligraphy, and copper plate is what I try to do. I don't do it very well, but I try. And so this was one of my practice things. That's what I'll practice scriptures, because, you know, they're long and they have big words, and it's good for practice. But this is Corrie ten Boom. I don't know if any of you know who she is. She was a missionary who went through quite the ordeal during the Germany stuff, you know. And she has books out that are very inspiring to read. I think she's probably passed by now, but her name is Corrie ten Boom. But one thing that she said is, and we should live by this: any concern too small to be turned into prayer is too small to be made into a burden. And I just think I love that. I really love that. And it's so true. Thank you, Sarah and Jane and Jersey and just all of you. I appreciate that. I mean, you know, not too many people have seen this because there's nobody around here really who's interested in it much. But I appreciate that you are enjoying it. And I'm only about halfway through, so if you want me to stop, just say so, and I will. These pages are not finished. This was just some paint off stuff, you know, when I was painting on somewhere else and I had paint left, I would just paint it on here. And this is from a magazine. This is from a magazine. And this is from a magazine. And so all of these pieces are from magazines just glued on here. So this isn't finished yet. I don't have too many in this book that aren't finished. Here's another one of those pages where I just, you know, sometimes you don't score big on everything you do. Sometimes you finish one and you're just like, this is just the best thing I've ever done. And then other times it's like, where is this coming from? I do not know. But it's just like in life. There's some days where you're just high on the top of the mountain and nothing can go wrong. And then there's other days when you don't know where to turn next because nothing is coming out the way you expected. But you know what? They're all there. So I left this in here to remind me of that. They're all there. The days that we love and the days that we don't love as much. And that's what this page is here for, to remind me of that. And this page is blank. I haven't done anything there yet. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this is interesting. I started working on this, and this page is about my mom, who passed away when I was 21. And she was in a car accident. And I was living in Key West, Florida. And my husband was in the Navy. He was in Hong Kong at the time. I'm the oldest of 4 siblings. My dad wasn't around, you know. So it was a very hard time. And my good friend Melba, who has now passed away, she passed away this year. I miss her so much. But we were both, that's where we met, was in Key West, because our husbands were both in the service. And she flew back home with me and stayed with me through the whole thing. And that was, you know, reassuring. But when you leave home when you're just barely 19, well, thanks, Jersey. You leave home when you're just barely 19, and the whole time you're growing up, your mother worked constantly trying to support 4 kids. You didn't see her that much. You didn't really get to know her as much as you would like to. And you leave home when you're almost 19. Well, when you just turned 19, you've been gone for 2 years. You never really get to know your mother as an adult, much less as a child, hardly. It was kind of hard, you know. So I got to thinking one day about her, and I thought about all the things that she had taught me in that short amount of time. And so that's what this page is. And then in this page, it's just sort of like a letter that I wrote to her. But these are some of the things she taught me. How to sew. She taught me to always be capable of taking care of myself. Always wear a slip under your dress. And believe me, every morning before school, she'd flip up my skirt to see if I had a slip on it. Most of the time, I didn't. Don't be a doormat. She taught me how to drive. She taught me how to keep house. She taught me how to paint a room. She taught me how to make and hang curtains, how to make potato salad and meatloaf, how to put cardboard in my shoes. And yes, I did have to do that at times. We didn't have a lot. That you have to work if you want to eat. And that when you have a job or any tasks, do it to the very best you can. And also lower your voice and people will listen closer to what you say. Now, I'm a loud person and I talk loudly. And when I get excited, I speak quickly. And I think kind of fast. So, you know, it all works together until it gets in a big roll and you just can't stop it. It's like a bulldozer. So she was always telling me, lower your voice, lower your voice. She taught me how to read a crochet pattern, how to embroider, how to change your circumstances for the better when you can, but learn to do the best with what you have at the present. That's a very important part of life. Don't be afraid to try anything because you can probably accomplish it. Now, the thing, I truly believe that. I think that you should not be afraid to try anything. If you fail, so what? You think other people haven't failed at it? It's not a big deal. Just go on and do something different. Number 18, give people the benefit of a doubt. You never know where they have come from or where they are going to. So those were some of the things my mom, I mean, there's more things than that, but you know, sometimes I think I didn't get to be with her long enough to appreciate things. And she had some major problems. She did. But writing this down, it really made me realize she did teach me a lot of things. She did teach me a lot of things. So anyway, this is just, this side over here is just colored and painted in and then written over. This side I did later. I didn't do it the same day I did this. But this was done, this side was done before this side. Now, if you notice, I did this with alcohol ink markers. Now, if you notice, if you look on this side, that's all the color on this page is bleed through from this side. And I liked it. So I thought, well, that'd be a nice place to write on. So that's when I came over and I wrote this letter. I tell you, one of the best memories I have of my mom is she was a country girl. She was a redhead and had so many freckles. And I didn't know this until after a long time after she passed away, that her real name was Nanny Lou. Nanny Lou. She always went by Nancy Louise. And I found this out much, much later because we always knew that her name was Nancy Louise. And talking with some cousins and stuff later on that were doing genealogy stuff and getting information from us, I found out that her real name was Nanny Lou. Can you believe that? She didn't like Nanny Lou. When she was little, they call her redhead, freckle face, Billy Goat because her name was Nanny, and she didn't like that. So she changed it to Nancy Louise. I don't know how I got off on that, but anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. I liked the way it looked so much, and it went with this page. So I thought, I'm not going to cover that up. I'm just going to write over it. That worked out well. I would find that hard too, Card Chick. And thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Things are hard. Sometimes it's very hard, and you have to do it in your own time. I mean, I've had, you know, more than half my life to deal with it. But it's still hard sometimes. Okay, here's another one. I did this, and I put checkerboards. I like checkerboards. I love them. I use them a lot. This is fun page. This is really fun. This is where you take well, I don't even have something here. Here, I'll just use this. Where you take paint and you just smear it like this all over. You just take another wad of paint and smear it all over there. So that's what the backgrounds are. And then I drew in these bubbles and put the edge around. Here's another checkerboard edge. And this says, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. And that's from Psalms. That's every day. That's part of my prayers every single day. Because I don't have a clean heart, and I have to work on it. Let's see. What's on this page? Oh, there's some cutouts and some drawings on there, and then it's covered with paint. And these are 3D letters. Let's see. Glory, Lord God Almighty, glory. And then there was something on this page. I don't know what happened. I can't remember, but I didn't like it. So I just cut this much of it off. And then I had let me scoot this over. I had two pieces that were the same size. So I glued one on this side and then glued the other on this side. And they're both about grace. And they're just doodles and patterns. Little flowers. And I was still on this, apparently I was still, for whatever was going on then, I don't know, I was still on the grace mode there. So this is just painted. I love the way this looks. And torn papers. I love that. It's pretty. Jersey, you know what? When I do jewelry, I've tried several times to do white wedding jewelry. And I can't do it. I have tried and tried and tried. And I finally gave up because that's just not in me to do just the white. I got to have the color in there somewhere. Oh, there's a page in here someplace that I think, let me see. Oh, yeah, it's in there. I'll have to show you. Now, what is this? Okay. Oh, okay. This is, I think this is from Pilgrim's Progress. I don't know if you know Pilgrim's Progress. It's an old book by John Bunyan, and it's pretty interesting. And this is one of the stories out of there that I wrote out because I liked it. And then here we've just got some more journaling. I found that and glued it in there, but I haven't colored him yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to color him or leave him. And here's a little bit of washi tape. That's probably the first piece of washi tape in this book. And then I had washi tape, I guess, before I didn't have any. So then I got washi tape. So here's some more washi tape. Here's some more doodling. And I like this page really well. I like this page. Oh, I've got my Cupid. He's over here in the way. My Cupid pin cushion. I keep knocking him over. And I keep knocking my cat over. This is my little cat that I put my rubber bands around. Isn't he cute? I'll get him out of here out of the way. Okay. So I really like this page. Oh, Jane, see you later. Thanks for coming by. Come back again, please. You're always welcome. So this was the original here. So I slapped that down, and then I added these to go along with it. See, I just added some more over here. I like this. I like this little house in here. These are all drawn in. They're not glued on. They're all drawn in. Here's another one of those scrape pages. I will be grateful for this day. And then I just drew some flowers over here. Big wonky flowers. Here's another one of those pages where I was trying to draw one of those girls. I'm just not very good at it. And there's a big long scripture on here that I put. Here's another one of my favorites. See, I have engraved you on the palm of my hand, says the Lord. And that's in Isaiah. Some good ones on here. And this page has some big mandalas on it. I wanted to do the checkerboard. I'm going to have to split quick. But I used the wrong kind of black paint, and it's pretty ugly. It's kind of a glossy, mucky mess. But these were stamps that I had. These are stamps, some of them. These here. And then the rest are drawn. Whew, got out of that. Well, I got the alcohol markers right before I started doing these doodle things. And my daughter and I thought we might like to try them. So I bought a small set of Copics, a real small set, and played with them a little bit, and gave her some to play with. And she's not a big crafter like I am, but every once in a while she likes to do something. So we decided, she called me one day and she said, Mom, look here. So I went to the link she had showed me, and they had a humongous set of alcohol markers, which are, oh gosh, let me pull one out so I can tell you the brand. Let's see. They're called touch markers, and they're two-ended, just like the just like the Copics. They're way, way less expensive. They have a chiseled end and a pointed end. And there were so many. I also had some what are they called? Spectrum Noors, whatever they're called. I had some of those already, and I had some Copics. So we ordered this big set, and I tested all of them. You know, did a test card for all the colors, or what do you call it? A sample, you know, thing. And I split the set in half according to what I already had. You know, so if I had two colors that were similar, I gave her one and just went down the line and did that. So I don't know what she ever did with hers. I think she colored a little bit with them, but I've used mine a lot. In fact, I have a lot of refills now too that I got really cheap on a store closing. So anyway, it just playing around with them, you know, it's pretty basic. If you know anything about blending at all, it's pretty much the same. And basically what I do is I take three colors, a medium, a dark, and a light. Let me find one that's a good example. Well, let's look at this one. I take three colors, a medium, a dark, and a light, or even just two colors, but three work well. And I take my light color and I color it in first, solid. Then I take the next darker, then I take the darkest color and I do the darkest shadow, wherever it is. Then I take the medium color and I scrub over where the two meet. And that sort of blends them in. I don't use a blender. The only time I use a blender if I'm trying to fix a mistake and trying to pick up some of the ink. Yeah, I think they're all pretty much the same. Now, are you talking about blending or shading? It's two different things. You can blend the alcohol markers with another alcohol marker. It will cause it to, you know, blend to a certain extent. Sometimes it depends on the paper you're using. Some paper doesn't work well for blending because it sucks it up so fast. You know, the alcoholic markers dry fast. That's what they're good for. They dry really fast because they have alcohol in them. So you have to be pretty quick with your shading. If you want a blended, see now this is pretty blended right here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me hold it up. You can see that's pretty blended, but I can still see the three separate colors. If you look along the edge of that section, you can see the darker pink. If you look in the middle of the section, you see the light pink. And then between the two, you can see a medium color. Now that medium color, I don't remember how I did it, but that medium color could just be me using the light pink with another layer, you know, making two layers instead of one, because that'll make it a little darker too. But you kind of have to be a little quicker to blend the alcohol markers because their nature is to dry fast. But that's basically how I do it. I'm not a professional ink marker person, you know, but that's how I do it. I hope that helps a little. Here's that second letter I did, the B. I haven't even done anything to it. Here's some glue pages I put on, an arch that I painted out. Now this right here is a stencil that I drew the lines. I went ahead and connected all the lines so it doesn't look like a stencil. And then I used alcohol ink markers for the color. And I used pit pens. I use pit pens with my alcohol ink markers because they don't bleed. So Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen. It's waterproof, light fast, and it's India ink is basically what it is. I love these. I have lots and lots of them. Now before I started, I used to doodle like this in a little notebook, but before I started really doing the alcohol markers, I used a black number 5. Oh, now I can't remember who it's by. Precise. ink pen, I think is who it's by, Precise. That doesn't sound right, but I just use an ink pen. So I was used to using that size 5, and that's pretty much what a small pit pen is. It's like a size 5, and then the extra small is a little fine line. Now this page, what I was talking about a while ago, where I can never just do black or just do white or, you know, something without color. This started out, I specifically was going to only use grays and black and white. And I couldn't do it. So I had to add some red, but I love it. But, you know, it's just the fact that I couldn't do it. I had to put some red in there. So I like that. Well, here's another one that's been glued together. I don't know what that was. Okay, this is a collage that I did a long time ago, probably in, maybe in the early 90s. And what happened was when I did it, this whole little piece right here, I cut it out. See right here, I cut it out. This was turned the other way. So when I made it, I stamped the words upside down from where the face was. And that really bugs me. So it's hard for me to put stuff upside down. Oh my gosh, you guys must think I'm nuts. So this is a stamp that's been stamped on something and cut out. This is a magazine image. This is a, oh, some of you who just got your Happy Mail. Is Tammy still here? Tammy, this is the same stencil I used on your Happy Mail right here. Did you get yours yet, Laura? And this is just some school paper. So that's not really finished, but I like the way it's going. Here's another one that's not finished, another paint page. Here's another one I started. These are angels over here looking down. So I'm not sure what's going here yet. My granddaughter, who used to be with me all summer every day and after school every day, I was working in here one day and I was painting. This is another one of those scrapey pages. And I don't know what we were talking about or had been watching on TV or something. She said, Grammy, you need to put a dragon in there. And I like dragons too. So I said, okay, I will. I'll do it on this page because there wasn't anything on here yet. So this is supposed to be the rock he's on. This isn't finished, obviously. So I started the rock, and then here he is, and you can't see it, but this is his head comes down like this. This is his face. So that's started, but nowhere near finished. And this was a page I started. This is my mom. I haven't done any more on this yet. This isn't finished yet. It needs some more work too. And this was from a picture of when she was really young. Oh, well, maybe it's just not there yet. I think Tammy said she got hers. I don't know if she got it today or when. Hi, Samantha again. And here I was experimenting. This is actually a magazine page right here. And I did a real light coat of this beige colored paint over it. And I like the way it looks. It looks real dreamy and soft. And that's just another magazine piece. And this is kind of interesting. This right here, actually here's the round part. This right here, where my finger's going, is one of those plates that you can buy in a magazine, you know, the collector plates. So I cut those out. I used to always cut them out and save them. So this is one of those. That was one of those plates. And then let's see if I can see it. Somewhere up here, I think right here, maybe. Yeah, right here is a strip of sky that I tore out of another picture. So I just painted, even though the plate came up to here, I wanted this sky. So I just painted this sky and up here to match this strip of sky. And then put in some silhouettes of trees. And this page isn't done yet, but you get the idea. It's made up of different things. And then here's this is one of those little um, knickknacks that you can buy. That's made out of resin or whatever from a picture. And then I put all this in, and it's going to have, there's a song called The Lighthouse. I don't know if I'm going to put The Lighthouse or another one that says, I was drifting away on life's pitiless sea, and the angry waves threatened my ruin to be. And he goes on to say about how you looked up and you saw this ship coming on, and it said, the name of the song is Ship Ahoy. I think that was the one I was planning on putting here. One of them. I don't know which. Here's another one. I was collaging and painting. This building was a piece. This was a piece of architectural stuff I painted out. And I put him in there. And I put the clock up here. And this was part of the sky that was behind this building. I just blended it out to make it go with. That's not done. There's one I put something in to start, haven't finished. Here's a beautiful dragonfly. And a flower. And then this page is another one where I was experimenting. Here's another one where I put this is a strip from a magazine, and I painted over it with this paint real lightly, and it just sort of blended in. I love the way that looks. And same thing down here. I don't know what I was thinking here. I don't know if I was going to put, it almost looks like I was going to put fog or something in there. I have no idea. Who knows? And this page, I was just slapping stuff in. This is actually a magazine picture, this eye, and then I painted over top of it, so you don't really see the magazine anymore. It just looks like I painted an eye there. That's a nice technique to use. I'm going to have to do something with that someday and show. Okay, now, I really am proud of the next few pages I'm going to show you. This is, I had these pictures of these lions. My old boss, real old, from 20 years ago, he used to go on these big game hunts. I didn't necessarily approve of it, but he did. And he also had a subscription to a magazine, a hunter's magazine. And they had so many animal pictures in there, and they were all so beautiful. So I was always cutting the pictures out of there and saving them. So I had a lot of lions. You can see some more over here. Sorry, let me see if I can get rid of some of that glare. I don't know if it'll help. Nah, didn't really help, did it? A little bit, maybe. So anyway, so I had all these lions. And I had this idea of the King of Kings. You know, they always say the lion is the king of the jungle. And I started thinking about who my king is, and I thought, this would be cool in my book. So these are all pieces that I've cut out, and I painted the background. I painted in the grass, or did it with a pencil, I think. And I like this border, kind of nicely separates it. And then I've got this one. So he looks like he's laying on this up here. And then I found this stencil, which I thought, well, that looks kind of tropical or whatever, jungly, you know. And then here's another one down here. And so here's what it says. It says, let me raise it up so you can see how it looks. It says, but the Lord is a true God. He is a living God and an everlasting King. At his wrath the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation. And that's in Jeremiah. And then the wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. Proverbs 28:10. So I love this page, this spread. I really do. Hi, Bella. Hi, Bella. I know. What time is it? Okay. It's almost time. Pretty soon. I'm going to have to stop for long and take her out. This is taking a long time in this book. So here's another one that I started. Olivia and I were doing this thing where we would cut out these fashion models and change what they were wearing. So like we'd add flowers or whatever for wings, and we'd paint these a different color and add gold to them and all that. So, and this page was a ink spray splatter type of page. And I put this moon in this, well, this was like cut out. So I just shaped it like this and made it look like a thing. So this isn't finished, obviously. Those don't even look like bricks yet, but something else will go in there sometime. Now here's my other page that I'm really pleased with, and it always sticks right there. Okay. So this part in the back was a magazine picture. And it only came to about, it was like about this. But I wanted it to be on the whole page. So I plopped that down there, and then I went back and painted. So see, all this up here and over here and all down here is painted to match the magazine. I'm not even in the thing. It's painted to match the magazine. So from, you probably can't tell because, you know, the camera doesn't see what your eye sees. But the real magazine picture actually ends right there. So this is all painted. It ends here. And this is all painted. You know, you get the idea. And so this little girl was so cute, and I thought, well, she's out in the forest and she needs a protector. And so here's this wolf. He's her protector. And that's what I was thinking on this page. Then on this side, I had, here, this was another one of those, if I can find where it ends, right here. This was another one of those circles. Not him, but all this in here, this little house and everything, was one of those plates that I was talking about before. So there's the plate. And then I did this arch, like they're down in another, here's the forest, here's where they are. And this is all painted in up here to match this page. See, it continues over and is painted. And then I just painted, I wanted it to sort of look like a road with some snow, you know. And so here's the other protector. He's over here watching out. And eventually she's going to go here. She's going to walk to this village. That was what was in my head. So, and then I put, the soul waiteth for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. I say, more than they that watch for the morning. And that's in Psalms. What happens is I'll be reading, doing some Bible reading, or hear a sermon, or hear a song, or whatever. And the next thing you know, I got a picture in my brain. And this is what it ends up. This is how, you know, how it gets to this point. But now what I want you to see, I don't know if anybody's noticed it or not. And this was a total accident. I did not even see this. When I finally realized it was when I was painting this arch. Before that, I never realized it. And I got to hold it up so you can see this. Okay, look right here. Do you see that? Do you see that face? That is a wolf. Here's his paw. Here's his other paw. Here's his head. And I had no clue that was in there when I put these together. Now, let me show you one more thing. Look up. Right here. Do you see that wolf? There's his face looking at you. Here's his body. Now that is the smoke coming out of the chimney. I had no idea that was there. Now, is that cool or not? When I first saw that, I about fell out of my chair. I could not believe it. That was such a coincidence that I never even, maybe my brain saw it, I don't know, but I didn't notice it. And then I didn't even notice this one right away. Something made me, you know, see that. After I started looking at this one, I guess my mind just went up there, but I didn't see it right away. So I'm real pleased. I like this page really, really well. Oh, where's Violet? Hi, Violet. I'm sorry if I didn't see you. I see you now. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. So anyway, those two pages are real special to me. I like them a lot. And then here's just some spraying. Oh, here's another one where we were playing with the fashion models. So I made this one into an elf. I don't know if you can see that. There's actually a model picture underneath there that I painted over. Same thing with this one. I made her into an angel of sorts or something. Maybe she's an elf too. I don't know. So we had fun doing some of those. She did some in her book. And then we found this cat, and it looked so much like her cat. which has passed now. She has 2 new kitties now. They are just as cute as they could be. And then here's a page that I'm going to do similar to the other 2 that I just showed about elephants. And I'm going to use, I plan on using some scripture about God doesn't forget, you know, he never forgets you. He's always there to remember you. Because you know how they talk about elephants don't forget. There's a blank page. Huh. And that's just stuck in there. And here I was playing with some, what do you call this? I can never think of what those things are called. You know, that you cut out with the Cricut. Cutouts. I don't know what they call them. So I just layered some of those on there just because I had them laying around. Another blank. Here's one I was going to work on. Look at this cool clock. That was a card someone sent me. It's on black paper. I don't know if you could see. Oh yeah, you can see it a little bit. See how it's got the clocks embossed? It's really pretty. So that's going to get incorporated. And then this was a birthday card. I'm going to incorporate the front of that. That's a piece of metal somehow over here. And then here's another page with the castle and a candelabra and a blah, blah, blah. And that guy trying to get a smooch. Good luck, guy. So that's the plan for that one. And here's another one where I kind of went crazy with the surrealism, I guess is what you call it. I've got this clock sinking into the ocean. And then here's this eye where somebody's crying. And then over here is a castle, little castle. I had this, I cut it out of something, I don't remember. And then I colored it with some neon sparkly stuff and stuck it in. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I have to find something to go with the tiger. And wow, look at there. Look at that. Ta-da, the end. Huh. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was pretty long. But there's my art journals. What do I have? This is just a new one that I hadn't even done anything to. I always have these big ideas that, okay, I'm going to start journaling. And I do it like for 2 days, and that's it. You know, I can't get into it. I don't know why. I do not know why. But the art journaling, I can do that. And it probably shows, it reminds me more of what I was feeling at those times. Probably as much as an actual journal would, you know. I guess that's just how my brain goes. So, I guess I'm going to have to stop and go take care of the dog and get some lunch because I didn't eat any breakfast and I'm kind of getting hungry. And I don't know what else. I'll just show you 2 more things real quick. The other journals I have ready. I got 2 sewing journals started. They're about at the same place the other one was. So they're going to be about the same size. So I got those to work in. And look at this. Is that pretty? I think I'm going to use it on them. I don't know if I'll totally cover the covers with it or use it as, you know, as a topper or something. But it's so pretty. I might just have to use the whole cover like that. I haven't decided yet. The last ones I did, I have a lot of this canvasy material that somebody gave me. People always give me stuff, junk that they don't think is any good. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll take it. So that's how I get a lot of stuff. But I have a lot of, I mean, a huge stack of canvas, and it's this stuff right here. So this is what I do a lot of times. I'll cover the cover with that because it's a very nice, nice feel to it, and it's heavy and it works really well. Sometimes I'll paint it, totally paint it so it's a different color. But this is what I do a lot of times. I'll cover it and then I'll decorate the cover or decorate the spine. Excuse me. What? So my last sewing journals, I did like this, and they turned out really pretty. They had a lot of lace and buttons and stuff on the outside. So either way, they'll be nice. And then the other one I have is purple. And it has a pretty fabric that I've been saving. I don't know how well you can see that purple in there. And then I've got this beautiful purple piece of purple lace. Isn't that pretty? Probably, well, I've only got one of these, so it'll just be the cover on that. And then I'll probably use this on the inside of the cover. And it's just going to be basically purple gardeny stuff. It gives me a chance to use my digis that printed out when I was out of ink, because for some reason it always turns out purple. So all of these things that are purple, all of these things that have a light purple are because my printer was running out of ink. So when that happens, I just keep printing, keep trying to print until it's totally needs to be changed. I don't want to waste it, I don't want to waste stuff. So I have a lot of purpley things to go in there, and probably some yellow. I like yellow and purple together pretty well. And even pieces like this. See where it's got the color? This is where it ran out of ink. Here it had the right color, and then from here on, it's purples, mostly purples. There's still some green and all that, but there's a lot of purple hues in there. So I don't throw this away, because you know what? If you're making a tag, look here what you can do. You can just cut off that part. It's still usable. So unless something is just really goobered up, I try to use it. I mean, you're paying for the paper, you're paying for the ink, you're paying for the time it takes. You should use it if you can. Now, when I get down to where maybe I'll have a few things out of this packet that I've made up here that I don't use, they will just go into the general population of ephemera that I'm using on something. And when I get enough of that I see, if I see, okay, I've got all this stuff, I don't really have anywhere, I don't really have anywhere I want to use it, I need to do something with it, then I'll do a journal that is just very eclectic and has all kinds of stuff in it. And that way I'm still not wasting anything. Or I'll make tags and use them to sell or whatever. They're still good tags. Now here's what we did earlier. It's had a chance to dry a little bit, and I just wanted to show you. Now this feels a little stiffer than originally because it's got that paint in it. But you know what? It's not like a piece of cardboard. It still feels like lace. Here's another one. This smells like coffee because I use that coffee water instead of real water. Keisha, hi, baby girl. You're coming in late in the game, girlie. You been sleeping? I hope you've been resting. And then here's the strips that they came out really good. I like that. And these would make nice tabs in the tops or on the sides of your page. You find a page here, you know, like this. Or at the top, which I do sometimes. Simple, really simple. Now, the other thing you can do with this, let's see, I'm looking here for something to show you, and where is it? I'm almost done, girls, I'm promising you. Where'd that go? Huh, I don't know. Somewhere I have a whole stack of, oh, I know. Here we go. You can, oh, where are they? I don't know where they are. I have a stack someplace of these pieces, these kinds of pieces. And this is that same stuff that this book is covered with. Well, Keisha, ring my bell because you know how I am. You have to turn that silly bell on. Maybe that'll tell you, but I don't know. Sorry about that. By the time I decide, okay, there's free time and I can get on and nobody else is, you know. But anyway, I take these and I cut them a lot neater than this and fringe the edges because it fringes real easy. And then I stamp them. I stamp things on them. So every once in a while, I'll cut a bunch up and dye them. Here's one. It's kind of off the side, but you can see what I mean. See, it's got little things on it. But you can stamp words or whatever. And they make nice little corners on your pages or, you know, when you need something just to fill in a space, they work really well. You can do that same thing on here. Look how pretty that turned out. That was from the lace. Isn't that cool? I like that. But like I said earlier, you know, you could make a whole set of things that coordinate and put it throughout your book. And that way everything looks like it coordinates. It doesn't have to be matchy, but you can continue that same color throughout the book and it just sort of draws it together and makes it look more cohesive. Okay, I guess that's all I'm going to do today. The dog is getting nervous. She thinks she needs some attention. We're looking for a companion dog. I can't do what she wants me to do. I can't walk her because I can't walk that far. So she has a big yard, fenced yard to play in. But I really think it would be nice if she had a friend to play with because she needs that. I play with her inside and, you know, I do the lap dog thing. My husband takes her out when he has time and throws the ball with her. And sometimes I'll take her out and throw the ball and she'll bring it back to me. But I really want to get her a friend. And it's very hard to find one that's not outrageously expensive. I'm not paying $1,000 for a dog. It's just not, it's not in my nature to do. She's the first dog we ever bought. And I'm not, you know, I'm not sorry, but I'm just not going to spend $1,000 for a dog. So we're looking. We are looking. And when the time is right, I guess we'll find one. But in the meantime, she needs my company. So, oh, huh. Rochelle, sorry, I almost got it wrong. Rochelle, I'm glad you came by. I'm glad everyone came by. I hope you have a wonderful day. And Keisha, I promise I'll try to tell you next time. I really did think about you this morning, but I thought, oh, maybe she's sleeping because I know she needs it. So I'm glad you stopped by. Jersey, all the rest of everybody, I really enjoy you being here. And like I said, if you're not on a list with me someplace, then send me your address. Send me your address, and I will be happy to send you a happy mail. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for coming. I will see you next time. Have a great day.